2, 1, go. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to a new stream. This is Football Overseas YouTube channel, and we are live for GoalPlus Africa episode. I'm not even sure what episode, but we're live for Africa Nations Cup 2025. This is game week 2, and Karibu to Uganda, to Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And that is Swahili for welcome to Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Those are the three hosts hosting the African nations. Yeah, the African Nations Championship. Yeah. So yeah, the African Nations Championship is not AFCON. It is what they call it, a smaller version of AFCON, because this is where African players are selected. They are not African players that are playing abroad, there are African players that are playing locally that are selected for this. So you can say this is a local AFCON, while the other AFCON is a more international AFCON. Yes. So Group A consists of Morocco, DLC Congo, Zambia, Angola, and Kenya. Kenya is a host. Kenya is playing all its games in Kenya. I think the others are playing depending on the other teams, the other people. Yeah. So they're yeah, so yeah, they'll be playing in Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. So it depends. So anyway, group these are the group standings. Group A first is Kenya is Morocco with 3 points. That is they beat Angola 2-0. They beat Angola 2-0, and Angola in the game. Yeah, so Morocco scored 1 goal and Angola scored an own goal in that game. And Kenya beat DLC Congo 1-0. And yeah, and Zambia hasn't played yet. So Zambia is playing in game week 2. They played the first game of the tournament in game week 2. And yeah, so my predictions, DLC Congo versus Zambia. Zambia is a good competitive team. It's a team that thrives in this style of tournament where African players selected locally. So Zambia thrives in that kind of tournament. And yeah, so I see the Congo being more hungry. They'll be they'll be wanting to bounce back, and they'll be desperate to bounce back, especially after they lost to Kenya 1-0, and that was a shock. And I don't think their bounce back will be easy. So I think that will be a 2-1 win for the Congo. Plus, remember the Congo has momentum. Even though they lost the first game, they have momentum. Yeah, they have momentum that Zambia doesn't have, and their match fitness is better than Zambia's match fitness. So remember that. So those two are on the sides. Yeah, and 2-1 win for Zambia, I think. And now, yeah, so 2-1 win for DRC Congo. Next is Angola versus Kenya. Angola looked shaky against Morocco. You can see how they performed. Their performances haven't been that great against Morocco, especially that centre back who scored an own goal. That wasn't his night that day against Morocco, and I think Kenya plays similar to Morocco. If you see how Kenya played against DRC Congo, Kenya really thrives on the left side, and that will hurt Angola's right side because Angola is weak on the right side. They're weak on can counter Angola on the wings and similar playing style. And I think if Kenya takes advantage of that, Kenya can continue the momentum. And plus, the players are motivated as well due to they have received cash after beating the Congo. They received around 1 million cash per win. Yeah, so that momentum plus that motivation will make sure that Kenya beats Angola 1-0, Angola 2-0 to be a clean win, and they'll build on momentum. So that means they're starting to look like this. A win for Kenya will take Kenya to 6 points, 3-0, and second place is Morocco 2-0. FC Congo, that will be 3 points. They'll be tied with 3 points to 2. Zambia 0 points 1-2. Angola 0 points 4-0. Angola will be, yeah, they can still make it out, to be honest, because they still have to play against Zambia and DLC Congo. So that's a 6 points. For Kenya, they'll be one step closer to, yeah, they'll be one step closer to qualification if they beat Angola and they go on to beat Morocco. Morocco is a tough opponent, so they need a win to qualify ahead of, they need a win so that they can be confident against Morocco in game 3. Yeah. So next is Group B. Group B is Tanzania, Madagascar, and Mauritius, and Burkina Faso, and Central African Republic. So um, is starting so far to qualify for round of quarterfinals. So Tanzania has 3 points to 0 after beating Burkina Faso. Tanzania beat Burkina Faso at home in Tanzania, and Madagascar drew to Mauritius 0-0. Madagascar has 10 men and a crew to 11 men, but Mauritius 0-0. Central African Republic is yet to play its first match. They played that in Game Week 2. Burkina Faso had a shocking loss to Tanzania. Yeah, so the bottom of that group, 0 points, and with 0 goals scored and 2 goals conceded. So Burkina Faso versus Central African Republic, I predict a 2-1 win because mainly that Burkina Faso has learned its lesson and they'll want to bounce back. And sadly, Central African Republic will be the reaction match that Burkina Faso will use. They'll be angry. They want to bounce back and climb up the table. Yes. So Malaysia versus Tanzania. Tanzania will likely want to play this match safe. They will rest some players. Obviously, some players will be rested, and since they're playing at home, Tanzania will most likely beat Mauritania 2-1 because Mauritania is not easy. Plus, remember, Mauritania drew to the Madagascar 0-0, especially after they had one man advantage. That Madagascar was one man down. Yeah. And they still drew 0-0. You expected them to take over and give an upset win, but they didn't anyway. So that's why I think Tanzania can beat Mauritius 2-1. Clean win and simple. I think in this game week, Madagascar was rest. Yeah, so they'll be well rested for game week 3 Madagascar because they are not playing. So the standings are similar. The only change is Burkina Faso rises from 5th to 2nd with 2 to the 3 points, and the GD is still negative, but the GD has reduced from -2 to -1. Madagascar is as we go down from two to second to second to third. Mauritius has gone down from third to fourth. Yeah, and same as yeah, same as Central African Republic. Fourth to fifth. Yes. So next is Group C, Uganda, Niger. Yeah. So these are the standings. Algeria smashed Uganda 3-0 in game week one. Uganda was smashed in the home nation. That is embarrassing 3-0. And yeah, there was really pampered by Algeria. Algeria was honestly ruthless and they didn't care. Yeah, and Tanzania and Uganda was a culprit for that. And yeah, so 3-0. Mm-hmm. And Guinea beat Niger 1-0. So yeah, South Africa hasn't played its first match. Mm. Actually, South Africa is making its debut in this chan. They have never played African Nations Cup before. Yeah. So Algeria versus South Africa. This will be this will be a 1-1 draw due to South Africa always plays well in this style of tournament and Algeria is having momentum and they'll not drop points and not all these points to Algeria being will beat South Africa, but I don't think Algeria will beat South Africa. I think South Africa will get a point here, if I'm being honest. Yeah, if I'm being honest, that's what will happen. Next is Guinea versus Uganda. Guinea is having 3 points. Guinea will want to continue momentum. Uganda will want to bounce back. And I think Uganda, due to everything that's possible, yeah, Uganda, due to everything that's possible, will bounce back and they'll get a draw of 1-1 because Guinea will be having momentum and everything. Yeah. So I think this group C will be boring. Yeah, Niger will rest. Group C will be boring because everyone will be scared, everybody not too willing to take risk. Next, yeah, so nothing much will change to be honest. Same table as game one. Just that Uganda and Niger swap spots. Uganda goes fourth, Niger goes fifth. Next is Group D. South Africa, Senegal is defending ANC champions. Senegal beat Nigeria 1-0. Congo drew to Sudan 1-1, which is a shocking draw. But Sudan has been on good uprising form. Yeah, so Senegal versus Congo, I feel like Senegal will continue the form, beat Congo 2-0. And Nigeria will want to bounce back, especially losing to Senegal. So they beat Sudan 2-0. That will mean the change is Senegal remains top with 6 points. Mm. Nigeria becomes second with 3 points. Congo becomes third with 1 point. Sudan becomes fourth with 1 point. Yeah. So those are the changes so far. Yeah. So I'd like you guys to subscribe to Football Assist, like the stream, and yeah, like the streams and everything else. And I'll see you guys next time. Yeah. So